Okay, so comparing bare trusts and active trusts now. So here's what's common. Both require bifurcated title. Both engage fiduciary duties, and both involve trustee liability. But here's where the differences are. First off, that agency relationship is only present in a bare trust. So in any other trust, in an active trust, where the trustee has active duties, they're never taking instructions, right, from the beneficiary. They're always acting in the best interest of the beneficiary in accordance with the trust document, but they're never taking instructions from the beneficiary. Whereas in a bare trust, that's where really there's a relationship of agency, and that relationship of agency actually takes precedence over the trust relationship. And so, yes, the trustee in a bare trust is acting as agent as well and is taking instructions from the principal beneficiary. So as a result, in an active trust, only the trustee can be liable, the beneficiaries cannot be liable, whereas in a bare trust situation, liability can fall to the agent or the trustee or both. And I can't remember if I have a slide later on this, but essentially, I'll mention it now then, in a bare trust situation, the trust, if say there's a contract, the trustee is liable where they sign that contract and where there's any indication that they are like going to perform according to that contract. They've taken on liability. So really in a bare trust situation, the correct contracting party is always the beneficiary. And I would be very wary of having a trustee, a bare trustee, sign a contract other than in situations where they're going to be very clear that they're only signing because maybe they have title and to acknowledge that they're going to follow the instructions of the beneficiary. But if I'm doing that, I would also make it clear that there's no liability on the part of the trustee. I would just state that right in the document itself. So as I think I've mentioned already, beneficiaries only have an interest in the underlying trust property in the case of a bare trust. What they have in an active trust is simply rights to enforce, right? So they have a right to compel the trustee to perform their duties under the trust. They don't have an underlying interest in the trust property. And that's why they are protected from liability. So creditors of bare trust beneficiaries have direct access to bare trust assets. So I'm gonna flip back up to my drawing here. If I can get back to it quickly here. So in a bare trust situation, these creditors over on the right have direct access to the trust assets because there is that beneficial ownership existing, whereas in the active trust situation, they don't.